shall we do without you, Billy?
Well, Mr. Julian, for a start, I mean, you'd have to find someone who is your accountant and your gravedigger at the same time, Mr. Julian. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying, Mr. Julian, there's not that many people around be willing to do that kind of things, like not only buy your slaves for you, Julian, but also clean them and dress them in rich, fancy clothes. Those cost money too, Mr. Julian. And Mr. Julian, I'm so sorry. Word of the promise, Mr. Julian. But anyway, I wasn't really talking about the promise here, Mr. Julian. But also, yeah, you know, those guys who we killed, we sold their horses. Their horses have brands, Mr. Julian, because people have things like brands. They brand their horses, Mr. Julian. All right, and also, yeah, if you take their money, sometimes those banknotes have their signatures and things like that, Mr. Julian, because it's the 1870s, Mr. Julian.
Whatever would we do without you?
Whatever would you do without me? Well, you'd have to find an accountant. You'd have to find a forger. Yeah, Mr. Julian, you need to get yourself safe. It's just not safe anymore, Mr. Julian. I mean, here in the big city, that's one thing, trying to take all them darkies, Mr. Julian, but Mr. Julian, please, when are you going to give me the promise? I hate that fat, warty bastard, Mr. Julian, but I mean, he's got a point there, because, I mean, the steamboat actually has regulations and, you know, has paperwork, Mr. Julian. Mr. Julian, you can't...
What would we do without you, Billy?
Mr. Julian, you need to make a decision on whether or not you want to live in the human world or live in your preternatural animal world, because yours kind of sounds better, Mr. Julian. You don't really want none of this, Mr. Julian. I'm nice and racist like you are against people, and like I am against everything else that isn't me, you know, because I'm a piece of white trash, Mr. Julian. So please, Mr. Julian, could you go ahead and give me the promise, Mr. Julian? I hate Mr. Julian.
Why, whatever would.
There's a thing, Mr. Julian. I mean, we try to get yourself safe for me, try to get you out of here, because
what would we do without you?
Guru plantation went up, you sold everything.
You, Billy.
Now listen, you need to get yourself safe, because, I mean,
we couldn't possibly do it without you, Billy.
It's gonna really eat blood, and I mean, they're drinking, and I mean, I understand that some cultures of that are a little bit savages might be eating blood and cannibalism, but Mr. Julian, that doesn't sound like something I should do. But if you say that's the way to make the promise happen, I'll do it for you, Mr. Julian.
Why, whatever would we do without you, Billy?
Mr. Julian, this is what I bought it, but I paid $1,200 for it, and that boy Montreal, how do you pronounce that Creole name? He's gonna come looking for it. He don't like the way I embarrass him.
Why, whatever would we do without you, Billy?
I ain't gonna be able to come here much longer, because everyone knows that all the slaves that I buy, they don't end up working. They don't end up working out. They don't know what happened, so they just know that they're not there anymore, Mr. Julian.
What would we do without you, Billy?
And so I'm just gonna go ahead and want to leave Congo Square, Mr. Julian.
Whatever will we do without you, Billy? My name is Damon, Julian, and I've got pride. The sun is shining, so I can't walk outside, so I cover my head, but not my skin. How did I even get myself in this?